What's going on, everyone? Vince the Engineer here, an ECHO User Advisory Group member for 2022. Not sure if you can hear it behind me, but we've got something very special to show you. Here it is. This is the ECHO PB-9010, and it is the world's most powerful backpack blower. This thing is huge. The engine on this is 79.9 cc's, almost a 4-inch diameter tube at the tip there. This thing just sounds incredible. So as a user advisory group member for ECHO Means Business, ECHO did send this to me to give you my thoughts and opinions on it. This video is going to be my first impressions of it. I've only used it for a few months now. Let's get right into the review. All right, first starting with the specs. This thing is huge. I've got a ruler here, right? This is the tip. The tip is almost measuring, it's just shy of 4 inches in diameter, which is absolutely huge. This is the tube mounted throttle. They also have the hip mounted throttle. So if you wanted the lever over here for controlling the throttle, you could get that option. So this is the 9010T for tube. If you wanted the 9010 with the hip throttle, that would be the 9010H. This is the air filter here. Absolutely huge air filter. I mean, I've been joking with folks. This is like the filter you'd get in your car. This thing's a beast. All right, on to the engine. This is a 79.9 cc engine. You've got the carb assembly over here. You've got your choke, the fuel bulb down here, fuel lines. Big gas tank here. But what really matters here and what this thing is all about is the performance. You see, this blower can put out 1,110 cubic feet per minute of air. It can also put it out at 220 miles per hour, which equates to about 48 newtons of force, or that's about just shy of 11 pounds of force out of the tube. Now, there are some competitors out there that claim to have better performance specs, but let me show you something. So those companies are measuring those performance specs right here at the end of the main blower housing. What the issue is with that is you have basically a 90-degree bend, and then you have a flexible coupling here, and then a straight piece of tube. And all of those added up together equal some losses, right? So that when you measure that performance here, it's going to be less than where you measure it back there. ECHO is measuring everything from the tip, giving you that like raw, untamed power. So that 1,110 CFM of air is coming right from this point at 220 miles per hour, 48 newtons of force right from this point. So far after using it, it's definitely a monster blower. There's no question about it. This is not a blower you're going to be using to really like clean up around mulch beds, because it's going to blow the mulch all over the place. This is one of those blowers you're going to be using for like leaf cleanups. If you're working out in the rain, right, when the grass clippings are soaked and just stuck to the concrete, stuck to the sidewalk, stuck to the road, this will take care of that with no problem. It'll clean it up. Actually, quick story, when I saw this equipment at GIE back in 2021, this machine was blowing bricks. They actually had a tent set up, and the demo area was just a bunch of bricks, and we were just going around and blowing bricks around. Just to give you an idea of how powerful it is. I also have my own little demonstration area here to show you how powerful the backpack blower is. Look at these rocks. These rocks are almost the size of my hand. They are huge, right? So similar to that brick demonstration, I want to show you how powerful the PB-9010 is at blowing around these rocks. All right, so here we are. We're gonna be blowing these rocks around. We're gonna go full throttle. Check this out. first impression after doing that, it's an incredibly powerful blower. There's no question about that. There's also a fan, you know, the main intake fan on the back here. So in the summertime, if you're using this for work in the summer, it's actually cooling my back. It's actually about 80 degrees right now. And that actually feels pretty comfortable, pretty good. And if you were using this in the winter time or the cooler months, there is a disc that you can put the cover over that fan to prevent it from blowing directly on your back. I'm not sure if this has any impact on the performance of the blower, but I saw this in the instruction manual and it comes with the blower. So if you need to use it, you can temporarily install it on the back of the blower. So another thing I like is the adjustability of the straps. These straps have quite a few adjustment points where you can kind of pull and snug up the backpack blower to your back, because the blower's not light. Let's not kid ourselves there. This is, I think it's around 31 to 32 pounds empty. You put some fuel in it, maybe you're at, I don't know, 35 pounds or something like that. However, when you could square this up to your back, it's really not too bad. Also, to add to it, when you're using it, when you've got this running full throttle, this tube is relatively stiff and pushes back on the blower. So I'm not sure if you can see this, but when you push back on the blower, you've got about, 48 newtons of force coming out of there, 10, 11 pounds of force, kind of pushing in the opposite direction and kind of lifting the backpack off your back. So if you're using this for leaf cleanup and you're blowing constantly, it's really not going to be that much fatigue on your back when using this. I'll also add that these straps are pretty thick and well padded too. So when it's on your shoulders, it feels really comfortable. All right, so let's go over maybe some of the cons, right? So let's not kid ourselves. This is a very loud blower. And depending on where you're working, there may be restrictions on using blowers like this just because of the noise. The company I work for, it's an engineering company, but we have a subsidiary landscaping company that we do a lot of work down in the DC area, Washington, DC area. And there are actually noise ordinances down there preventing us from using gas-powered equipment like this. So we've got to go electric down there. Another point I want to make is just in general, this push to ban small engine equipment, specifically gas-powered blowers like this. This is the world's most powerful backpack blower. And who knows? I mean, this is an engineering feat. I would almost call it an engineering marvel, given its performance specs and everything. And, I would say to those who've been considering getting a blower like this, I would probably say just do it, because who knows? There may not be another backpack blower like this in the future. This may be the last world's most powerful backpack blower. That's just my thought. That's my opinion. Who knows what the future holds for that stuff, but giving the policies that are being put in place from the local and state governments and the push for bans on this kind of equipment, I'm predicting that, this probably is going to be the last world's most powerful backpack blower. So if you've been thinking of getting something like this, just get it before you can't get it anymore. But we want to hear from you. We want you to comment below what your experience has been with using backpack blowers. No matter the make, model, type, what has your experience been? Have you used the 9010? What do you think about it? If you're using other manufacturers, let us know in the comments below what it is and your experience with it. Your comments matter because people read those comments and learn from other people's experiences. So let us know down below. So overall, my opinions of this are very positive. If I had to be picky about something else, I would probably want to see that side pull start, similar to what Steel has on their blowers. But a lot of the backpack blowers have the pull start in the back of the engine. It does suck when you have this on your back and you accidentally cut the engine out, and then you've got to take it off your back, put it on the ground, restart it, pick it back up, put it on your back. I mean, I'm being nitpicky with that. I mean, that hardly happens, but when it does, it's, you know, it's a little unpleasant, and you gotta basically take it off and start over again. With the pull start, you've got it kind of on your side and you just kind of pull it to start it. If you've used equipment like that, let us know how that has worked for you. I have heard that that has also had issues and has broken on some people. So, you know, maybe that's the reason why some of the other brands aren't going that route. Or maybe it's just the fact that maybe that's proprietary and it's patented, and, you know, other manufacturers can't put that on their equipment yet. I don't know, but let us know what you think about it. Would you like to see something like that on other brands? Let us know in the comments below. And there you have it. These are my first impressions of the ECHO PB-9010. If you want to learn more, you can go to echomeansbusiness.com, where there are tons of additional resources on this and more. Make sure you go check that out. Hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and thank you for joining.